What up, boys, and welcome back to yet another video. So finally the time is here, BlizzCon 2023, and we got a lot of really exciting news yesterday on BlizzCon. So I wanted to take this time to talk a little bit about my opinions and feelings towards everything that we know so far, because I'm getting a lot of questions from like people in my community asking me different questions, how I feel about the kata, like the classic changes, and also of course the War Within expansion for WoW. So that's what this video is all about. Firstly though, I do want to say that I'm doing a massive sale on every single gold guide to celebrate BlizzCon. So by using the discount code BlizzCon, you guys will get every single gold guide. You can also get the complete bundle, which contains every single expansion, and also all upcoming expansions for 69% off using discount code BlizzCon. Now, that means if you are getting the retail version, the 0 to 10 million gold guide, you will also, of course, get every single update that I'm doing for the expansion War Within. So that was going to be linked down below in the description, but don't forget to use the discount code BlizzCon for 69% off. So the War Within, and well, in total, they announced 3 expansions coming, and that they also said that they were gonna have more frequent expansions, and there's been a lot of discussions about that. Like, are you really gonna pay 90 euros for the Epic Edition, which is gonna be a massive FOMO, because you get to play the expansion 3 days before everyone else. So there's going to be a lot of people that feel obligated to jump in on the Epic Edition just so they don't feel left behind. Blizzard's reply to that was, well, yeah, but you're not going to be able to start Season 1 ahead of other people. But we all know the importance of being ahead, hitting max level before other people, grinding whatever faction, currency, gold to get that advantage. It's definitely going to have an impact. And then people are like, okay, we'll get more frequent expansions, which means less content because the expansions will be more frequent. And you have to pay 90 euros. Like, my opinion on that, I definitely see the issue, but like, we don't know the amount of content that we're going to get for the expansion. I don't mind paying 90 euros for an expansion that I'm going to play for a year, as long as it's good. I really don't. You have people paying 90 euros to play FIFA on a PlayStation for a year until the next one comes out. So I really don't mind. That's just my honest opinion, but I definitely see some of the questions that a lot of people have about it. And obviously, I'll be getting the Epic Edition because it also comes with the beta access, right? And I just quickly want to talk about the other expansion news that we have as well. One of them being the classic, like, Season of Discovery, which is the Classic Plus. And I talked about this on my live stream. Like, I said, I do think we're going to get some sort of Classic Plus, but not the Classic Plus that we asked for, right? And it's kind of tough because people, the community in general, ask for so many different things. So you're bound to let someone down naturally. But I do like the idea of having these runes changing the meta up completely. I like the idea of capping the level at a fairly low level, allowing you to do 10-man raids rather than 25-man raids, because the barrier of entry is just way, way, way lower. So, like right now in Classic, if your friends are playing Classic WoW, they're level 60, you're like, great! Can't wait to join you guys in 7 weeks when I've leveled to max level. So I think it's going to be really cool, especially the fact that we're getting it so soon, like already at the end of the month. So I'll definitely be trying it out to see what the hype is all about. In terms of Kata Classic, not super excited about it. I mean, I have always enjoyed playing all the Classic releases they've done for like a short amount of time, and then I always go back to retail. Kata Classic, not super excited about it, which is kind of weird because my main thing is to make gold, and I made a lot of gold in Classic WoW, Classic TBC, and Wrath of Lich King. Very limited to what you can spend the gold on. In Kata Classic, there's a lot of great gold farms. Transmog becomes a thing in Kata, but at the same time, not super excited about it. That might change though in the future. But the thing that I care the most about is retail WoW and the War Within. I can't wait for today's panel because when I got asked before BlizzCon, like, what are my my hopes for the next retail expansion, like, I don't really care that much about the theme of the expansion. Couldn't care less. Like, are we in Murloc land killing tentacles? Like, it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't. I more care about like the new systems that they implement, profession changes, and these cool minor changes that switches the goal making meta up drastically. So I do want to highlight a couple of things that we know so far that I think is really, really cool. And as I said, we're probably going to know more as we get closer, and also today on the panel at BlizzCon. But so far, the Warcraft Wiki GG, the Q&A, has some really interesting things. Obviously, the war bands is going to be really cool, and one of the coolest news for me personally. And there's a lot of questions with replies on this one, but with warbands, you'll be able to share all your reputation, all the currency, even though they don't want you to farm currency on your most geared toon and just send it to your alts. So it's going to be, there's going to be some kind of scaling. Like if you get 100 currency on your main, that's going to go to your warband, but it's only going to be worth 60 or something like that, probably. But this line right here is extremely cool. Like, gold will be shared, and there'll be a warband's bank for materials. That's something that I've talked about for years now. Like, I don't think it's so outdated with the region tab that we currently have in retail WoW, and I was ecstatic when they actually brought up the Regent bag. It was cool. And also with the Regent bag is also cool. But we have so many expansions now, so many materials. So this outdated Regent bag it's not big enough. Should have had multiple tabs. It doesn't share across your toons, and that's what Blizzard is going for, having everything shared. Like, you should be able to play the game however you want, on whichever alt you want, and not feel behind or restricted in any way. And I feel like this is outdated. It doesn't help that the guild bank is slow as shit. The bank, like the regular bank, is horrible for storing materials. Nothing is shared between your toons. The bank is not like auto, like live updated like the Regent bank is. So if you're gonna do crafting, like it might tell you that you have 25 Ichor of Undeath, but you need to go to your bank and update the bank by like just opening it up to update it. So when you're crafting Transmog, for instance, the materials in your bank won't be updated until you visit the bank and open up the bag. So it's kind of misleading, super annoying. So having all your gold in your warband is also great, so you don't need to send gold around. I also hope that that means that they will increase the gold cap. I still think that there should be a 10 million gold trade cap. I fully understand why they have that, but if I have 10 million gold on this toon and 10 million gold on 10 other toons, or if I just have 110 million gold on one toon, like, what's really the difference, right? You're able to hold the same amount of gold, just not on one character. So hopefully with warbands you can hold more gold as well. But the one thing that I am wondering about, though, is how big will this bank for materials be? Because that is honestly absolutely great. Imagine you having a warband with all your crafting toons and your bags. You can just funnel all the materials you're getting into that warband, and all your crafters can just take materials from the warband's bank. Like, it's really, really cool. Really like that. Another thing that I'm super excited about is the transmog changes that they did. And there was a question asked, like, transmog restriction changes, and they said no plans on changing transmog restrictions. Cloth can still only wear cloth. Some misconceptions in that. I've seen a lot of people tweeting out pictures of like mages wearing plate armor, and that's not the case. You cannot actually transmog any other armor type than your main armor type, but you can collect it. And I think that is absolutely massive for like a gold making perspective, a collector's perspective as well. It's absolutely great. It's annoying that you play your main, you do these old raids for maybe you're trying to get a mount, maybe you're trying to get a specific transmog piece you're missing, and you're not getting anything collected outside of your armor type or weapon types that you can equip. So that's going to change now. And I think that's going to be extremely good from a gold maker's perspective, because I feel like 9 out of 10 transmog items that I sell to collectors. So a lot of people, and a common misconception is that people don't think an ugly transmog will sell. Like, they look at an item, it's like, this item is 175,000 gold. It looks like shit. Why would anyone buy that? People still do it because they're not planning on using the transmog themselves, right? They just need to have it collected to increase their all the things score, an add-on that is massively used in the community. So they don't really care about the appearance of an item. And a lot of completionists, now that you can collect like every transmog piece in the game, regardless of what tune you play on, will definitely go for like a full completionist mode with the add-on all the things. So even though they play, let's say, a mage, they still want to collect all the leather items, mail items, plate items. Like, they're going to be busy, right? And that also means that they can go on the auction house and they can browse for missing appearances, and they can add those appearances to their wardrobe. Even when they play their mage, they can still add everything. So I think we're going to see a drastic change in, or a drastic increase in transmog sales in general. And I also think it's cool, like on a personal level, because I do a lot of dungeons, a lot of raids to make gold, and killing those bosses, getting those BOP items, it's cool that I can get those into my wardrobe and collect them as transmog. So I think that transmog selling, I know a lot of people, it's like you either love transmog selling or you absolutely hate it because it doesn't sell, right? But I think transmog selling is going to be even better now. It's going to be more handy with warbands, having shared reputation, giving you access to the different patterns and plans. And then you also have a gold pool to take from in your warband, so it's easier to, less hassle to switch gold around. And especially with the material tab, it's going to be absolutely great. And then on top of that, the fact that you can collect transmog on every single class is also great. But that's pretty much it of like my feelings so far towards the what we know from BlizzCon. But there's probably going to be a lot of cool stuff being revealed on like the panel where they go more in depth on certain things. And I can't wait for data mining season to begin. Like, that's where you can see the really cool shit. It's like, a lot of people ask me for like these changes, like, Student, do you think they will announce the return of the Longboy mount at BlizzCon? But that's not really the forum to talk about a change like that. That's something that's typically going to be like a very small blue post, or even like data mined, right? You're not going to stand on the stage in front of millions of people and be like, by the way, we brought back the dinosaur. You can now go to the vendor and buy it for 5 million gold, right? So I think a lot of the cool stuff will be data mined or be in small blue posts leading up towards the expansion. But please let me know down below in the comment section what you think about BlizzCon so far and all the announcements. And don't forget to use code BlizzCon to get 69% off on every single gold guide using the link in the description. That's pretty much it though, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all back in at the next video. Bye bye.